So through 1902 and 1903, they add the last big part of the airplane. So they've done the wings, the aerodynamics. They've done the structure, which has been influenced by Octave Chanute and the Pratt truss, which you see in railroad bridges of the 19th century. And then you look at the control system of wing warping. So the last ingredient is the propulsion system. And they acknowledge it's going to be a reciprocating piston engine. So Orville and Charlie Taylor, their mechanic in the bike shop, create a horizontal 4-cylinder 12 horsepower engine. And they know they need that much power to generate the thrust of the propellers. And that's another very specific choice the Wright brothers make, is that it's going to have propellers on their new flying machine. So how do propellers work? They figure they can go to existing data on ship propellers, and that doesn't give them any answers. So the same sort of intellectual give and take, the brothers are gnashing at each other, they're really going at it, and they realize that a propeller is a rotating wing in a helical path. And so they take their wind tunnel data, they adapt it to the designing of a propeller, and they design two propellers that are capable of producing up to 67 to 70% thrust of that 12 horsepower engine. You see the two propellers on the back of the wings. They're called pusher configurations, what it's called. And they wanted the propellers to turn in opposite directions, so counter-rotating. And so taking their knowledge of working in a workshop, in which you want to change the direction of a machine, you twist the belt from the power system going from the roof. You can see one of the chains twisted on the drive system of the flyer, what they call the hour flyer. And so that last ingredient, the propulsion system, enables the brothers to go to Kitty Hawk in the late fall, early winter of 1903, where they start readying their flying program.
The Lunar Module, the icon for the landing on the moon in July 1969. It actually has a companion spacecraft, the Apollo Command Module. And the Command Module, its service module, and the Lunar Module together carried 3 astronauts, Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and Michael Collins, to the moon. The Command Module, very significantly, also brought them back safely. This lunar module is an actual lunar module that never flew in space. It's Lunar Module 2. It was intended to be used in an Earth orbital test flight, but the test was canceled as unnecessary, and so NASA transferred this lunar module to the National Air and Space Museum. It consists of 2 parts. The base, which has the legs and the rocket engine in it, and then the oddly shaped top, which is the crew module or crew cabin. And this was attached to the command module for the flight from Earth to lunar orbit. And once in lunar orbit, the 2 crew members who would descend to the surface, Armstrong and Aldrin, climbed into the lunar module. It's separated from the command module, where Michael Collins stayed to orbit the moon, and it began its descent down to the surface.
40 feet down, 2.5, picking up some dust. 4 forward, drift into the right a little. Good. Okay. Contact light. Okay, engine stop.
We copy you down, Eagle.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
This was a thrilling moment in history, and almost everybody who was alive at that moment remembered where they were, whether they were watching it on television in their own homes, or if they were standing in an appliance store watching it on a television. People around the world stopped to watch the landing on the moon and the first steps of human beings on the moon.
I'm going to step off the limb now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap